All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. And yeah, as you can see, this is not a video feed that you're seeing right off the bat. This is a still image that I very sloppily, very quickly threw together in the last couple minutes just to kind of get the something in the background when I started the stream. We are going to do a video today, a brief kind of a rundown of a basic source, like a new source setup using a cheap capture card for like either Switch or PS4, PS5, or Xbox. As it is right now, I have a PS4 hooked up. It's not on or anything like that, but it is kind of plugged into the capture card, and I will give you some examples on how to set that up very briefly. But to start off with, we're gonna begin by letting you see kind of like what I have going on my desktop. So please don't judge me. Let me go and do a display capture. Where in the world is display capture? Add source. Bink. There it is. So there you go. You are now seeing a display capture, and I am going to show you the lower portion of my screen, which is down here, because this audio thing is going to come in handy. You're going to want to see that in a little bit. But this is my basic Streamlabs OBS setup. As you can see right here, I have a little icon for OBS, and I have currently active a little icon for Streamlabs. Now, something that I kind of like to do from time to time is you go over here to the internet and quickly pull up YouTube page. You can go to your channel real quick, get your link, and you just quickly share, copy, and head on over to the Discord, head into general. And if you are not a member of the Discord and you are interested, just let me know. Then this is kind of like where I let people know, hey, we're doing a live video. Check it out, that kind of thing. It's a lot of fun. So for now, I'm just going to turn that off so that way it is going to bog everything down. But yeah, this is my basic display. This is kind of how I have it all set up. Um, Now what we're going to do is we're creating a new source here. If you haven't done this before, this is kind of where you create your template for your stream. So when you do source right now, so you can see what's happening, I have display capture, but then I also have image. So if I turn off display capture, oops, no, not the lead. I turn it off and then all you see is this, okay? And then I turn it back on because I want you to be able to see what's happening. So you just kind of go on the little eye icon. That means I can see you, and then now you can't. Just like the background image. Okay. So what we want, right? We want our logo in the foreground, probably like right down in this area on the screen. I usually am sitting right here in this section. You can see my little face. So what I'm going to do is show you very quickly before we do this, the actual capture card setup. Actually, let's do the capture card setup. Let's do that first. So when you're doing a capture card setup, it is classified as a video capture device, okay? And that is, well, this is kind of why I wanted to show you. This is kind of why I wanted to show you this. But like, see this thing that I'm holding in my hand right here? That's a capture card. This capture card cost me, I don't know, maybe like 12, 15 bucks somewhere in there after taxes. Got it on Amazon. Took 2 days to get to me. I'm using a different one now, which I'll show you when I get my camera turned on. I'll show you the box for it because it's obviously the one that I'm going to be using right now. But this is the video capture card that I used for like the past year or so. Pretty much anytime you've seen me stream on the Switch, it's the capture card I'm holding in my hand. And for a lot of the PS4 and Xbox 360 stuff that I've done, I use that capture card. It's super simple, it's super basic, and that's why I wanted to go over it with everyone today. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to hit a new source, but first I'm going to hit the power button on my PS4. Don't know if you could hear that or not, but I powered up my PS4. So it's coming on right now. Going to go to this, going to hit video capture device and add source. Okay, now there's a bunch of different ones that we've already done. I've already created one, but I'm going to add a new source just so you guys can see, and I'm going to call this PS4. just so you guys can see what's up. Now it's saying, hey, look, there I am. There's live camera. This is I have like a little basketball thing, a bunch of camera equipment down here. This is like an old studio. We're not going to do that. So we're going to do USB video. Why is it not working? I'm going to plug it in. There it is. So it wasn't showing up right away. So just to let you know, all I did was I unplugged it and then plugged it back in very quickly. Now, let me see. Can we hear it? We can hear it, of course. For demonstration purposes, of course, everything's working very smoothly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add another source. I'm going to pull this down below display capture so you can kind of see what's going on. So I pulled it below. Actually, hold on. Let me get this full screen. We're going to have display capture be partial screen, kind of up here like this. Okay, so now we have, as you can see, display captures in the foreground, PS4 is in the background, and then image file, sneaky, right behind there. All right. So now we are going to add camera by going to source. Same thing, video capture device. We already kind of did this a moment ago, but we're going to add a new one. We're going to call it me. This is me. There I am. So I'm just going to say yes. Close. Now, obviously, I don't want all this riffraff in the background, right? You don't want to see everything. So then I kind of tuck myself off to the side, just like this, like that. Make it a little bit bigger. But then it's green. It's green in the background. We don't want that. So one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that you got your exposure right. You go to configure video. And then here I have it set to not be on auto because auto's terrible. You can have it be a little darker, but honestly, if you have a studio light like I do on your green screen background, it works pretty well. All right. So now what you want to do is you want to right click on me and go to filters, edit filters. Okay. Click add filter. Filter type is going to be just below color key called chroma key. You're going to add. It's set automatically to green. You don't have to mess with it too much. If you want to like make it like 405, something like that, that's fine. But now, poof, I'm sitting here floating on my screen in the background. Hey, you can see me. And that's pretty much the simple way of setting all this up. If I turn off display capture, you'll see that here I am on the PlayStation background. And then from this point, feel free to hit your PlayStation button on your controller, jump on into whatever your game is, and it's all right here. Now, sometimes the audio is not working. What do I do if the audio is not working? What you want to do is you want to go down to where it says speakers, and you want to right click on speaker and go to where it says sound settings. Now this happens when you log off, or say for example I was to do a stream with my capture card, and then I was to do a stream of like Fortnite or Star Wars Battlefront 2 or something like that, an actual PC game where the audio kind of gets messed around, where it's not using the capture card audio through the USB device, but it's using some other audio input while the computer is still on. And so what will have to happen is you have to reprioritize where it's getting its audio from. So you go to open sound settings, and then you'll see here it says input, choose your input device, and right now it is set to USB audio. Hence you can hear the background music from the PS4. Okay, so something that would happen if it's not working, you would go to, like, I don't hear it, why isn't it making sounds from my PS4 or my Switch or my Xbox or whatever? We would then go to device properties and additional device properties. And it'll pull up this little box here, digital audio interface properties. And what you would want to tell it to do is go to listen. Right now it's not listening to anything. You click OK, right? So say it wasn't working, but then this box was checked. You're like, the box is checked and I still don't hear it. Sometimes you just have to turn off the box and click apply and then click OK, and then open it back up, click the box, click apply, and click OK. If it's not working right away but it's already checked, sometimes you just got to turn it off and turn it back on again. It's basically like a huge thing in all electronics of how to get stuff to work. You're going to turn it off, turn it back on again. So we have logos, we have icons, we have all kinds of fun stuff that we want to create. You go back to sources, you can do text. Let's add source. Let's do a new one. Text. Let's do like, and oops, I can't type, okay? And sub. Like and sub. Okay. So in this box, oops, like and sub. Just like that. Change your text font. You can make adjustments to the size of the text with this slider. Just like that. And I'm going to just click done for now. We'll kind of get it in an area that we want it to be. And now you're like, how do you get it to scroll? Like, what do I do to get it to scroll? So you can come over here. Where is it? Properties. How do I do that? It's been a while. Vertical alignment. Objective filters. I think it's text filters. Scroll. There it is. So we're going to add scroll. So we're going to add horizontal speed. And we're going to go this way. Kind of decide how fast you want it to go. You don't want it to go too fast. It'll make people nauseous watching it. Keep it on a loop. Or if you don't want it to be scrolling the whole time, you can have it just do a one-time thing, but I like to have it going the whole time. And now you're like, well, that's great and all, but it's really small, right? Well, here's a trick. You just come in here and you create a bunch of spaces. Just a bunch of spaces. So then that way, you can have it kind of appear from behind you. We'll drag it down below the me camera. And it'll appear from behind me. You could have it say anything you want it to say. Okay, so now we're on our way, right? Turn off display capture. You see I've got my game in the background. I'm in the foreground. We got like and sub. Now we need our little logo here. There's different kinds of logos that you can use, but you want to use an image file. I'm going to add source. Now these are some images that I've used before. I run an SNK supported fighting game tournament that we haven't really done in a while because people stopped showing up because King of Fighters came and destroyed everything. So let's create a new image. We'll just call this logo. We're going to add source. We're going to browse. So I got tons of folders here, man. We got all kinds of stuff. Here's a good icon here. Some funny pictures that I was working on. Something for my buddy Usamaru. Let's see. Big image file. It's a big image file. You can have an image like this in your screen to remind people to subscribe. right? You want to get a text logo in there. I have another one. What you want to create is PNG files. I always think of them as picture negatives. We'll just call this one up daddy. This is kind of like my thing. We'll browse. It's going to be around here somewhere, right? There's logo wide. We'll drag it right down here, just like that. And then you can use the arrow keys if you want to fine tune it, right? You can create different like filters and properties. Let me see what the properties gives me. No, that's not what I want. So you want to do filters. If you wanted to do different things, stuff like that. So this is just, like I said, just a basic, this is where you go to set all this stuff up. But as of right now, like I said, once I turn off display capture, you can see that my green screen is still active and working. I'm able to still get access to all my games and stuff like that. You can hear the audio mixed with the audio from my microphone that's already just plugged in. If you want to upload a video, we'll do like an intro video right now, just to kind of show you how you would do like an intro video. I'm not going to show you how to cut together an intro video, but I have a few that are like pre-saved, like for my God of War series. If you are not already watching God of War Ragnarok, it's really good. If you're not already, you know what, and this time, like and sub. Like and sub. If you're not already liking and subbing, we play tons of games, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Legend of Zelda. I do tier lists, stuff like that. I'm going to start doing some more stuff like this, more in-depth detail, like on how to create images like this really fast. This took me less than 5 minutes to just slop this together. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, it's obvious. This is pretty bad. I literally just picked the first font that I had. But either way, let me see here. So let's go ahead and show you how I would upload the like an intro video that I pre-cut. So this is going to be like an MP4 file that you've edited in some kind of software. I use Photoshop because I've used Photoshop since the mid to late 90s. So I can do anything in Photoshop. If you can imagine it, I can do it in Photoshop. Whether it be video or imaging or anything like that. I create my own effects and all that stuff, so it's really easy for me. But putting all that aside, I did a video, and it's under media file. We're going to find a new source. We're going to call it intro. All right, now let's browse for the intro video. So this is actually intro, like one-up intro. Where did I put it? It's in one of these folders. Coffin, knife dance. I did a bunch of random ones. Mental health video. I did that for a buddy. I don't think he ever used it though. Let's see, what video did I do it in? It's always good to kind of have your videos kind of like figured out ahead of time. That way you don't spend a lot of time wasting time. Let's just do this one just because.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure,
the video isn't quite the right
we
size.
will send unto them.
And it is
Who
playing,
is your
as
daddy,
you can hear.
and what does he do?
Mute that for the moment. And we're going to turn it off. Now, I don't hear it in my monitor. And so something that you're going to want to do, if you want to hear it in your monitor, so you can have an idea, like in your headphones, as to what's going on. Like you as the viewer right now probably heard that, but you're going to want to hear it in your headphones along with the music in the background. Now what you want to do is potentially, and I've done this before and forgotten to undo it, is you turn off the background music and you even turn off the microphone. I'm going to leave the microphone on just because I'm talking, but for the most part you want to not have any extra sounds when you're doing your intro video. So then you scroll over here where it says intro, and you're going to click right on this little settings logo. Okay, and then it's going to pull up this thing where it says properties. All right, and you can see you have these two things muted out, but right down here, audio monitoring. Okay, and it's the audio monitoring for the intro video, right? See how it's like open audio monitoring. So you want monitor and output, just like that. So then that way, when you turn the intro back on in a moment, you'll be able to hear what's going on. So here we go.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, we will send unto them.
Who is your daddy and what does he do? Who is your daddy and what does he do? Who is your daddy and what does he do? Who is your daddy and what does he do?
All right, so there's stuff like that that you can throw in there. Now I turned it off in case I want to like hit the intro a second time. You can hit your intro at the beginning and the end of your videos. I put together another media file that I think is pretty funny. It's kind of like a variation on my, of course I just had it and now I lost it again. This right here. Now this is kind of a toughie. Like adjusting it. There we go. So again, it's called media file. I want to be able to hear it. It's going to click really loud. But now, and so that if you want to do it in 2 simple strokes,
Against all the evil that hell.
You get the idea. And that's basically how you would do that. And this is a full setup for your game. So say I was doing a game right now, I would hit stream right down here. This is where you, hold on, let me turn off the logo. So right down here, it says end stream right now. I would say start stream, type in a little description. I can show you how to do that at some point, separate video. And then once I have that up and running, I'm like, hey, One Up Daddy here. How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be going over God of War Ragnarok, which probably be, tomorrow, something like that. I'll be starting late because I got to take the kids to their grandparents in the morning. But God of War Ragnarok, we're doing whatever mission. I was lost in the desert. I'm going to try and get the heck out of here. Yada, yada, yada. All right, let's begin. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, follow, etc., etc., etc. And then I would do this.
Against all the evil.
And that's basically that. Very simple. Simple, simple, simple. And like I said, we would turn off display capture so I could go into the game directly. You can adjust all the sound settings and whatnot, like over in the corner over here. And when you're live, if somebody was actually chatting, the chat would show up over here. Now, something that I do when I'm playing this way, and this is a small screen, as you can see on this whole screen here. This is a small screen. So if I'm actually watching myself play the game through here, that's not very good. So something that I like to do is you right click on here, and this is kind of one of the more important parts. You right click on your actual screen and you come down to where it says projector. And you're going to create an output or a source projector. It just depends. Like if you just want to click on this PS4, create a source projector. Oh wait, that's not right. Output projector. Ooh, and now you can see the output. Full screen. Ooh. I feel like Rey in that really crappy Last Jedi movie. Wave. It's the middle of the night and we're tripping. Like and sub is floating across the screen. Very cool. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to turn off display capture. And we'll pull this back up. and it's full screen, and I can see everything on the screen in the background. Very simple, easy to do stuff. But like I said, I wanted to do a quick, you know, video on this. Sometimes I cross stream between YouTube and Twitch. And what I do is I create a similar setup in Twitch, only instead of having all this stuff up. Pardon me. Oof. Sorry about that. I just drank a bunch of orange juice and I'm like, oh, okay. Ooh, heartburn. Like, no, it's just acid. What I do is I set up an output projector like this, and then I will have a window capture of this specific window for Twitch. So all the audio's coming through, everything like that. You'll be able to see all the audio. You'll be able to hear the desktop audio, but then you see that output projector full screen. And so you're basically getting like a secondary, it's all in real time though. So you don't have any like weird delays or whatever. And that's like maybe for another time. Here, you know what? I'll just show you. So now, doing display capture. I clicked on this guy right here to pull up Twitch's interface. And there it is. A bunch of stuff is missing. Where is it? So right now you don't see anything, right? There's nothing, it's just a blank screen. Well, that's not good. So we'll go to Streamlabs OBS. We're going to right click on this screen. I'm going to say output projector. Okay. Make it full screen, all psychedelic again. And we'll go to Twitch. And now Twitch sees the output projector screen as a normal screen right now. It actually has this here. I can come up, say it was last game I was playing was Ragnarok. I would change the name of the game, put in a new description, and then you hit done. Always hit done. But right now it's set up as a window capture. Now, like and sub is different for Twitch. On Twitch, it's follow and share. Can't really do much about the crossover on that. I try and keep them staggered. But you can also turn it off and just have the one screen. I don't have a video capture device up. I don't have a media source up. They're all closed. The only thing that you see right now is this window capture. And it's set to have the Streamlabs OBS projector output. And that's how I'm able to do that. I hit start streaming, wait for it to say 0 drop frames. So usually give it about a minute or so. And now, as you can see, I'm talking in real time. The microphone is activating in real time. It's a straight up poor man's simulcast. Now, I'm not big enough to where Twitch has taken notice of this and given me a hard time about it yet. But this is an easy enough way of doing this to where you can kind of get away with it. You can get away with it. So anyway, I'm going to close this out. And I'm going to turn this off. So that way it stops looking all crazy. And like I said, that's pretty much that. We have set up from pretty much beginning to end a bunch of different sources. Like I said, this is for sources. And this is set up in the stream how. Now I have different ones for God of War, right? I have different ones for...
You know, I got tiger blood, man.
Ghost of Tsushima, Twilight Princess, you name it, Doom. It's all frozen because I need to add a new input now because I created this new PS4 thing. So now it's going, wait, where do we get this from? And again, this was with this kind of a capture card. The one that I'm using, obviously I'm not using this one right now. Right now I'm using this one. This is a 4K USB capture card. This one costs like 30 bucks. This one I got because it also has it has output as well. So I can hook it into the computer and play on the computer, but then I can also have a second HDMI cable leaving it. So this one's just the one HDMI cable in, and then the USB 3.0 that goes to the computer. But then this other card here has an output additionally that I can then send to another monitor if I want to have, like, I have a big plasma screen right off to the side here. If I want to chill on the couch behind me with Duke and play a game that way, and have like the bigger, better screen while I'm playing, not just the one that I use for my computer monitor, I can do that. And so I did that the other day, which is why I haven't set up the other one. And I really like this one. It can do 4K, so it's supposed to be a little bit better. But like I said, for the most part, everything I've done the past 2 years has been on this inexpensive. It was like 12, 15 bucks, something like that. And you could still get them for under $20 right now. I'm not selling them per se. I'm just kind of letting you know that they're available. If you get a chance, let me do one more thing. Let's go to oneupdaddy.com. There is one available right here. I do have it available through my program, the Amazon affiliate program at oneupdaddy.com. I am going to update some of my stuff here. I have some cool squad stuff, some donate stuff. We have Star Wars Hub where you can check out some different streams and some of my suggested products. These are some great books. The Legend of Zelda Hub. Here is a hat if you want to become a member of the crew. This is a hat I designed myself. And then these are links to full streams that I've done. Okay, and then we have Ronin Roundup, which is the fighting game tournament I told you guys about. And then the One Up Daddy list. One Up Daddy list is basically links to all the different games that I've been working on in the last year. Some of them are just shows, some of them are links to Twitch page, all that kind of good stuff. So there's all kinds of great stuff here. Go to oneupdaddy.com, check it out. Got a lot of stuff going on there. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I went way over time on this. It's late, so I'm kind of babbling a little bit more than I intended. But I wanted to make this available to people so that way if anyone comes on again and they're like in the middle of me fighting a Valkyrie and they're like, hey, what the heck, man? How do you set this up? I don't have to get snippy and be like, bro, like, why are you asking me confusing questions right now? I could say, hey, I did a video on this. Scroll over to the part where I talk about the microphone, and that's how you get your audio to work. Or if your video is not working, you know, go to the beginning where I'm like, hey, it's not working. Unplug it, plug it back in. Click on it, and you'll see the process that I did because I had display capture on. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, on your way out the door, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are not already. The current game that I'm playing is God of War Ragnarok, but like I said, we have a lot of other games that I'm playing, Zelda games. We will be playing Tears of the Kingdom when it comes out new. We will be getting Jedi Survivor when it comes out new. I plan on playing Black Myth, the Sun Wukong game, when it comes out next year. I believe it's going to be on PC, so I will be playing it when it comes out. There's a handful of other games that are going to be coming out that I'll be playing as well. I do play Fortnite with people on Twitch, if they're cool and not like crazy people, and you communicate in the Discord. So it's kind of like a Discord members only thing that I will play with you. You got to hit me up and be like, hey, are you on right now? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm playing. And then be like, hey, well, let's squad up. And I'm like, yeah, not in the mood. Or sure, why not? Let's do it, guy. And then we'll jump in. Or if you want to play fighting games, you can throw requests in the Discord. So check it out. Thank you guys again for joining me. I really appreciate everybody's time. One Up Daddy out. Peace.